So here in the United States, police are now issuing warnings to the American citizens and to people that are protesting. Why do I bring this up? Well, today is June 14th. It's President Trump's birthday. It's also the celebration of, I believe, the 250th year of the U.S. Army. But it's also the No Kings protest, where we are going to see 2,000 plus protests all across the United States. But it's because of these protests and because of the riots happening in LA that many police forces around the United States are warning their residents to make sure they are peaceful protests or else. Today I'm going to play a clip for you. This is from Sheriff Wayne Ivey out of Brevard County in Florida. And I want you to listen to what he has to say, because he is giving a terrifying warning for anybody that is going to turn a peaceful protest violent. I want you to listen to this. You've probably seen it before, but I want your thoughts on this. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So let's get right into it. Let me play this clip for you, and I want your thoughts as well. Okay, listen to this.
I want to define a couple things, and our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things, so I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about.
That is key. Peaceful protests are part of our democracy. If police stand in the way of a peaceful protest, there are going to be issues. Listen to this.
Key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And
before he breaks it down, okay? For those that want to know where Brevard County is, it's actually just east of Orlando. You can see it right here. This is Brevard County over here on the coast. Here's Orlando, okay? Obviously, it's a little bit ways from Miami. It's just opposite of Tampa. But why is that important? It's important because today, okay, June 14th, is the No Kings protest. They're already going on right now, okay? It's already happening right now. Okay? This is what we're seeing across the country, where people are lining the streets. They're gathering in certain areas of states and cities, and they're protesting, okay? And they're protesting, President Trump and Elon Musk and their I think what they call authoritarianism. Okay, so right now that's what it is. Now, I want to play the rest of this for you. Okay, listen to this.
Somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent. All right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that.
Simple.
If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail titled, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street.
I do want to ask you guys one thing. How many people are concerned driving through a major city that what if a potentially violent mob surrounds your car, shaking it, whether it's just you, your spouse, Maybe your kids are in the car. What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there? No, well, in Brevard County, you can just run them over. Do you think that's a good thing? Okay, let me know.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So, to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, gentlemen?
So what are your thoughts? He says if you throw a brick, okay, point a gun, use a explosive device, you put one of those and throw them towards a police officer, they're going to kill you graveyard dead. A lot of people have been saying that maybe this wasn't the right approach. Maybe he shouldn't have said that. Other people say that that's exactly what we need. We need the people that are out there breaking the law. They need to know that somebody's going to stand up. They're going to protect the citizens that want to peacefully protest. Again, this is the United States. But I want to play this for you, okay?
Exercising their First Amendment rights.
These right here are just protests around the United States. Okay? That's all this is. This is not a violent protest. This is very peaceful. And according to many reports already out, that most cities, they are doing things just right. Okay? Everything is right. And so I bring this up simply because we are going to experience throughout today, okay, thousands of protests. Some are going to be big, some are going to be small, but in the end, hopefully they're all peaceful. Okay, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think what Sheriff Wayne Ivey out of Brevard County, what he said, do you applaud what he said? Or do you think that was going a little too far? Let me know down in the comment section below. But again, I bring this up not just because the protests that are going on today, obviously we're going to see a bunch of them, but because of the protests that started in LA and turned into riots. Now some are saying that these protests in LA, that all because of immigration and ICE, these could actually combine with the protests or the No Kings protests that are happening today. And if those potential rioters jump in and cause chaos with these groups, it could turn a fairly peaceful protest into chaos. So again, just be warned that some sheriff's offices out there, some police forces do understand what's happening, and they are not going to let this get out of hand. Here in Washington State, our governor, he sent out a tweet, or whatever you say on X, I don't know, sent out a message on X saying to peacefully protest because he does not want President Trump to be right and have to send in the National Guard. So again, we'll see what happens after today, but my expectation is we're going to see a lot of peaceful protests, but I also expect some are going to turn violent. So, as we get more updates on that, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get them. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.